Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Hello everyone, and how are you all doing on this Saturday morning? This is the Club of the Man 1993. And in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. I'm recording this hoping to get more recordings done today. Again, I wanted to, as of this recording, I have not uploaded my Raw review yet from last night. I recorded last night, I went experimenting with cooking, and I watched SmackDown. And then I watched the Hall of Fame show last night. But then during the Hall of Fame show, I dozed off. I mean, I was really only watching this for Rey Mysterio's Hall of Fame induction speech. But I did get a second wind. So I didn't trust myself to be able to record another review. But I at least got caught up with the Instagram and Twitter posts regarding all the WrestleMania stuff and whatnot last night. So of course there's some stuff, like a couple shorts that I posted on my Instagram and Twitter and TikTok last night that I will be uploading to YouTube at some point today as well. But we're continuing to get caught up here again. Not live for the SmackDown and AEW reviews. I'm pre-recording those just to get through them quickly. But we're here right now to talk about this week's episode of AEW Dynamite, the March 29th, 2023 edition, and this show took place in St. Louis, Missouri. We're going to break down everything that happened on this show. Of course, the biggest hype thing for this show people looking forward to the most was Adam Cole's in-ring return. It was his first match he's had in 9 months, and he was going to be taking on the former Ring of Honor Pure champion and current JAS member, Daniel Garcia. And that's probably the most hyped thing. Of course, also following this show was the debut of AEW All Access. I did not get to watch it, but I did hear it was pretty good. So maybe I'll try to check it out at some point. I don't know. We'll see. But again, I'm just super busy right now. But I'm still making time to still keep this channel alive, and come up here and talk about wrestling. And overall, though, this episode of Dynamite, it was good. I mean, there was three big things that that were three big talking points from this show that I posted on my thing that really had fallout stuff with. It's the stuff with Adam Cole, the stuff with MJF and Jungle Boy, and the stuff with the Elite and the Blackpool Combat Club as well. Did we find out this week who it was that attacked the Young Bucks last week? I don't know. But we did have, again, an interesting angle with that going forward. And also a pretty darn good U.S. title match. Everything else was, solid. Solid, random title matches, for the international title. Some stuff that's, a little repetitive. It wasn't as good as the past couple weeks of Dynamite. But it's still good. Still intriguing. And again, a lot of fresh stuff. So it was still a good episode of Dynamite. So let's roll in and talk to it. I'll probably go in a little more detail about some things I did with Raw yesterday. So we'll roll in. The show opened up with a match between Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Matt Hardy, again, who is still under contract with the firm. And Jungle Boy does get the victory as Hook came out to even the odds and helped Jungle Boy fend off the rest of the firm. And Jungle Boy got the victory with the forearm. We then see after the match, we see Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara in separate places backstage watching on as they're heavily teasing a fatal four-way between these four pillars. Which, again, I don't know if the idea, which at this point it's April 1st, we may as well keep the build going until Double or Nothing, because I was still predicting CM Punk would return and we would see CM Punk and MJF at Double or Nothing. But now, of course, I still think CM Punk's going to return and get involved with the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite. But, of course, there was a little more drama about that this past week, but I'll save that for hopefully next week when I hopefully go live for Dynamite. I'll save all that stuff for next week. But I am, especially like with the promo this week and like the stuff like with Darby Allin, staring down the Double or Nothing sign last week and whatnot, I am actually kind of pulling for this fatal four-way they're teasing between these four pillars of MJF, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy, and Sammy Guevara for Double or Nothing. That would be something very fresh and intriguing for pay-per-view. That would also be a hell of a match. But anyways, we have, after the match, MJF, though, comes out. And he cuts his promo with Jungle Boy saying he knows people aren't very bright in these parts, but he runs the show, so shut your mouths. He wants to keep it real with Jungle Boy. He didn't appreciate interrupting his re-bar mitzvah. And it was kind of a Kanye move, to be honest. But there's one thing he said that really stuck in Max's craw. That after Double or Nothing, their career paths diverged. And he had the audacity to say MJF had it easy? Refer back to, of course, their Double or Nothing match from 2020. That he got to just waltz his way to the top of the card. And let me tell you something. He's right. His job's a joke. He barely wrestles and he barely breaks a sweat. He gets to obliterate these losers. He collects a fat check and gets on a Learjet back home to the most magical place in the world, Long Island, New York. Which, of course, is the only place where he basically anymore can get, a hero's welcome. And then there's Jungle Boy, whose career's kind of been mid, as he would like to say. He'll give him credit, though. He's worked his ass off and scratched and clawed and had standout match after standout match for these fans. He's honest, but he doesn't recall these people ever thanking Jack. He doesn't recall him being rewarded with all that much TV time either. So Jungle Boy has a right to be pissed. But he shouldn't be pissed at MJF or the company, just at himself. Because after Double or Nothing 2020, going to war in 90-degree weather just to prove that they're the future of the sport, MJF went to the back and had a funny feeling like he just met his equal. The man he'd be waging war with for the rest of his life. And for the first time, he met a man in that ring that he respected, swallowed his pride, and shook his hand backstage and gave him some advice. Does Jungle Boy remember this advice? And Jungle Boy says, I do. You told me that I have all the skills and potential in the world, but nice guys finish last. And if he ever wanted to be successful, he had to ditch all his friends and not care about anybody but himself. And MJF says what he said then gives Jungle Boy crap for sticking with Marco Stunt, Luchasaurus, and worst of all, Christian Cage. And expect your new pal Hook to do the same thing. The both of them could have worked together, ran the whole show. But Jungle Boy just had to be the good guy. And then again, MJF goes back to this whole idea of like the character that, we're more intrigued by the MJF. He's like, he gives this out off the stage where it's like, I don't want to be a bad guy, but I have to be a bad guy. And he says, these people may chant his name, but where has it gone to? Here we stand 3 years later, and MJF is the best wrestler in the world, with the grandest prize of them all, the Triple B, the AEW World Title. And Jack's just still Jungle Boy. And then Jungle Boy says he thought a long time ago that maybe somehow they'd be friends. In some ways, he does wish he's more like Max. He wishes he could talk like him, that he had the confidence like him, that he could care about himself above everybody else, that he could stab people in the back to get what he wants, that he didn't care about being the most narcissistic, selfish piece of shit in the business. But that ain't him. And if his road to the top is harder than Max's, so be it. He'll do it his way. And when he beats MJF and becomes the AEW World Champion, at least he won't wake up alone every day and hate the people he sees in the mirror, taking another freaking shot at MJF for losing his fiance. Poor guy. I give someone like that a lot of credit for being okay with, their personal lives being shot on in the how did you get in here? One of my cats got in here. Personal lives being shot on in real life on the show. But anyways, MJF says that was good and tells the crowd to give it up for Jungle Boy and says it only took you 4 years to learn how to talk. And you're right, there was one point where they could have been friends, partners even. But Jungle Boy turned out to be a massive disappointment. No better than everyone watching. He tells Jack he's weak of mind, body and soul and heart. And by the way, he pulled Jack's hot piece of ass girlfriend Anna Jay to the side, and she called him with between the knees too. Oh, going a little far there, and then MJ. Wait, hold on 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, hold on here. Okay, we're good. Anyways, so yeah, Jungle Boy then took exception to MJF calling out Anna Jay, and he beat up because Jungle Boy and Anna Jay are dating in real life, and they have this nice looking brawl, nice pull apart. I'm hoping, and a lot of us hoping that this is. It kind of made me think of like the finale of Friends, wherever like basically each person had their turn to talk. Well, except in a more positive way, everybody had a turn to talk to Rachel about their best memories before she was getting ready to leave for Paris. Well, okay, that's a very dumb comparison. I apologize, but I'm hoping each 4 of these pillars get it. Well, either 3. Get their chance, have go to work with MJF, because even when they first had this segment at the Rebar Mitzvah, it was kind of like they were selling each of their points as to them, who they are and whatnot, simple story, and it was great. And this one again referring back to their history, from Double Down in 2020, and MJF does have history to each of these pillars. Like Sammy Guevara, we'll go back to 2021 when MJF got himself into the inner circle just for the turn on them and form the Pinnacle, and there's history there, and they had a really good. I mean, I know Sammy was a face at the time, but they had a really, really good one-on-one match in the main event of the final pandemic era episode in Jacksonville. Sammy and MJF had a very excellent main event match. They could one-on-one main event a pay-per-view someday, I believe that. And then, of course, there's MJF and Darby Allin. I think it was Full Gear 2021 they had that feud. That was a good feud. And having that come full circle again here, it would be good too. So I'm hoping we get more of these one-on-one promos with MJF and each of these challengers, because they're really good. Again, it's bringing a lot of fresh content to the table and giving some other different people a more of a main event rub, which is good to see happen. Backstage, we have Alex Marvez interviewing Don Callis and Kenny Omega as Kenny's getting his arm looked at. Don's trying to explain what happened last week and says he feels foolish that he grabbed Hangman Page and asked Kenny why he'd assume his friend would attack Don Callis in the process. And Don says he's going to talk to Hangman, make everything right. And then Omega tells him, I didn't ask for him to do anything. As again, they're still teasing that tension between Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page, trying to get back on the same page. No pun intended. That's a big tongue twister there. We also have a vignette of 2.0 talking to the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass out to try to sell them on the Jericho Appreciation Society. I don't care about that 2.0 at all. We have a match also with the Blackpool Combat Club's Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta taking on the team of Ring of Honor's Dalton Castle and the boys, Brandon and Brent Tate. I believe the Blackpool Combat Club ambushed them at the beginning of their entrance, beat them down, and basically it was just a quick squash as Claudio hits the Ricola Bomb on Brandon Tate to get the victory. Then we have a hype for Kenny Omega's match with for the IWGP US title in a little bit with Jeff Cobb. Then we have Hangman being interviewed backstage. He was asked about the Young Bucks, saying they have been better. Nick has a separated shoulder, and Max has a partially torn bicep. And he's blaming the BCC for the attack. Don Callis then rolls up and says he's embarrassed about last week and he's sorry. He didn't want to get between them, and he sincerely apologizes. But before Hangman and him can shake hands, the Blackpool Combat Club attacked him and beat him down. Callis, though, kept his hand extended, but Moxley slaps his glasses off his face. And I guess, I can't remember what it was, but I guess Don Callis did get busted open, because we do see it on camera. Forgot what they did that got him busted open besides that slap. But apparently Don Callis for real did get injured. Like, him being busted open on that was not supposed to happen. So definitely hoping Don's okay, because that looked pretty brutal. But we have that. Tony Schiavone informs them that Don Callis and Hangman were attacked by BCC and asked for a minute to compose himself before going out there. And then we have a match with Kenny Omega and Jeff Cobb for the IWGP US title, which was a good match. I think Jeff Cobb, didn't he fight Moxley in the build for when Moxley dethroned Jericho for the world title in 2020? I thought he did, but if that's the same guy, I think he looked great again in this match as well. Again, not as familiar with him, but it was still good. Kenny retained his IWGP US title. Afterwards, though, the BCC came to the ring with Wheeler Yuta, Jon Moxley, and Claudio Castagnoli. Came to the ring and circle around Kenny as he struggles to get to his feet. But then, music hits, Bryan Danielson makes his return. He, of course, last time we saw him was in his post in the Fallout show from Dynamite from Revolution, when he lost to MJF in the Iron Man match, and he said he had to go home because he needs to be a father first. And he makes his return, and he comes out there, and it looks like he's making the save, because we hadn't seen Bryan and the BCC talk much since Regal left, and there seemed to have been tease of a little bit of dissension. But then when Bryan helps up Kenny, Omega runs over to the apron and chases Wheeler Yuta off the apron. But then we see Bryan eyeing up Kenny. I'm like, uh-oh. And boom! Bryan takes off Kenny's head with a Psycho knee and then puts him in a one-armed label lock while he flexes with his free hand. And the Blackpool Combat Club just stand united over Kenny Omega. So Bryan Danielson does, in fact, there was no hesitation. He immediately returns and turns heel. So, again, that's interesting enough that, again, we're already even up with this 4-on-4, the Elite plus Hangman, and the BCC with Bryan Danielson back on the same page with them. So I said also recently, could this turn into 5 people and have CM Punk join the BCC? And, well, again, I know I don't want to get into the drama, but I still, because they still didn't say for sure that Bryan Danielson attacked the Elite. They didn't say that Bryan Danielson was the one who did it. It could be, but if it's not Bryan, then it's got to be Punk. It's got to be Punk, because I don't know who else it could be. Like, I thought maybe Adam Cole and his whole babyface thing was just a ruse, but they're probably using it also to get attention for AEW All Access, as Adam Cole and Britt Baker seem to be having like an integral part. So that's also helping the more babyface momentum transition for Britt as well. So we have that. Then we also, and I thought maybe Adam Cole could I thought Adam Cole would join the BCC, because last time we saw Adam Cole, him and the Undisputed Elite, which of course Bobby Fish is no longer with the company, Kyle O'Reilly's still out hurt, they had turned on the Young Bucks. So I thought maybe that could happen. Or he could, since that's kind of out the window now with the Elite and the Undisputed Elite, maybe they could have Adam Cole, have a story where he reunites with the BC, with the Elite. But I still would say, the reason why I'm saying it's off the table now, because based off what happened in the main event, it looks like we're going to get Adam Cole feuding with Chris Jericho, which I'm for that. But if they would need a 5th member for the Elite, it would still be very, very interesting if they brought in Colt Cabana. Which again, I know there was more drama with all of that, this and that, and the idea of like, hey, just so you guys realize, even though Punk's been gone since last September, Colt Cabana still has only been on TV one time, and that was when he fought Chris Jericho. So, I don't know, guys. I have no clue. Again, like, this could be all we're getting from this, was just a 4-on-4, or again, we could very well be getting a 5th person for each team and having Punk be the one to be revealed, be the one to attack the Young Bucks. Because again, they did say it was definitely Bryan who attacked the Young Bucks. But I like that. We get a video package of the Ass Boys and FTR. I think the match is going to be next week, they said. It's going to be titles versus career. It is going to be next week, because the Ass Boys cut a promo mocking FTR, saying we're taking 19 years to get to this point in their career, while it took them all of like a year and a half. They had to bitch and moan and politic for this title shot, and they used to be their heroes. But now the Ass Boys hate them and do not respect them. They respected one person, their father, and now they hate him. So next week it'll be top guys out, but for real, because they intend on beating them as they would leave AEW. But I don't know. Again, I still don't think they're going back. Again, with because the rumors are that they're considering going back to WWE. If Vince McMahon was not looming, which, spoiler, apparently Vince signed a new 2-year deal as the executive chairman, so he's not going anywhere. He's already lied enough to us to begin with. Also, I will say this. If Vince McMahon appears on WrestleMania at all, on television at all, for WrestleMania at all this weekend, I'm going to be pissed. I'm not going to cheer him. I'm not going to applaud him. That man has no business being on television. He does not. Anyways, that's not important right now, but yeah, so I don't think FTR is leaving. I think they're staying in AEW. So I think they're going to beat the Guns for the tag titles next week. Orange Cassidy then beat the Butcher to retain the AEW International title. During the match, I think the Blade came out trying to interfere, but Best Friends came out and helped him with that. We get a promo from Jade Cargill, who is pissed about Taya Valkyrie using her finishing maneuver when she appeared the other week, and whether she's been wrestled on Rampage. And Smart Mark Sterling has a court order drawn up, so they'll sue her if she uses Jaded in her match this coming Friday on Rampage. Did she use it last night? I don't know, because I don't watch Rampage. Juice Robinson had a promo talking about Action Andretti and how every punch in their match is going to be meant for Ricky Starks. Basically, he's saying Action Andretti is going to be his punching bag before he gets to Ricky Starks. Ruby Soho, Willow Nightingale had a solid match, I thought. Ruby does win with a schoolboy roll-up. After the match, though, we had the Outcasts getting ready to spray paint. Well, I think they were going to spray paint Willow, but then they were going to also put her ankle in a chair and break her ankle. But then Rio and Sky Blue make the save. The heels run off Sky Blue and basically are able to get Rio 3-on-1. And they're about to spray paint her. And then I think they said Rio has a match with Jamie Hayter coming up for the Women's Championship. But Jamie comes out and makes a save and helps Rio to her feet. And they just share a moment of respect, basically. So that basically is more so they have turned Jamie Hayter face, it looks like. Which she should, because she's over. But I still think they should have had her. Again, this whole thing with the Outcasts is still weird to me. Because again, I feel like the Outcasts have every reason to do what they're doing. And like I said, Jamie, again, they're trying to get that babyface momentum from Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, who both still kind of have that like bitch factor on them. Like I said, I feel like they should still be focusing more on like, again, people like a Willow Nightingale. Rio's fine, but like somebody else who has like a little more babyface momentum first before trying to work off of Britt and Jamie. Because I still think it was best to turn Jamie face when Britt eventually turns on her. You know, at some point, Britt's going to turn on Jamie. But right now, also, it does seem they probably do need some babyface momentum for Britt, as she's a headliner for AEW All Access, who apparently revealed in the show, I heard that she does have a back injury currently. So, but we'll see. But again, Jamie Hayter, I do think, is popular enough to be a babyface. But like I said, it's just so weird how this has all happened. But, but that was fine. And then in the main event, we had Adam Cole take on Daniel Garcia. And I thought Adam Cole looked pretty good. He wins with the running knee, or he used to call it the last shot. Afterwards, Britt Baker comes out to the ring and embraces Adam, and they share a kiss in the ring. And black and gold streamers come down, or if that's for the Steelers, maybe, or whatnot, I don't know. But hold on, wait, because I'm almost done. But I think that was more of like an emotional moment, because again, after everything Adam Cole has gone through since his injuries and whatnot, again, he didn't think he was going to have this chance again. But he looked great, had a great main event match, and then afterwards, Chris Jericho makes his entrance, has concern on his face. He was checking on Daniel Garcia and trying to pull him out of the gold streamers, but as he was walking Garcia back up the aisle, he kept turning his back and looking back at Adam Cole and just glaring at him. So again, it looks like a tease in a feud for Double or Nothing with Chris Jericho and Adam Cole. Baby. Which, fun fact, if you listen to the podcast when Chris Jericho interviewed Adam Cole, when Adam Cole first came to AEW, part of his baby, Adam Cole, baby, came from when Chris Jericho used to say baby. I think the Adam Cole, like, baby, like, he combined it because, I guess Joey Matthews used to always, yell out, Joey Matthews, and whatnot. So he added in Adam Cole, baby, based off of that. But good to see Adam back. I still think, though, and I'm still leaning more towards it for now. Right now, I think Adam Cole is one of the top runners to eventually be the one to dethrone MJF. I think between All Access, his comeback story, with how heavily as a babyface they're featuring him right now, I think there is a good shot he will be the one to dethrone MJF someday. Which probably won't be until either later this year or early in 2024. because MJF, I think, is going to be champion until the bidding war of 2024, as he will hold on very tight to Triple B. Of course, he'll hold on to him like how champion used to hold on to Goldie whenever he was champion. But yeah, that's my review of Dynamite. I'll give the show a B. Like I said, the three things I enjoyed most was the stuff with Adam Cole, the stuff with the BCC and the Elite, and the stuff with Jungle Boy and MJF. Everything else was, solid. I mean, some stuff was like not been like a little repetitive. Like again, the Outcasts, like the same people, are getting involved. We get it. I still think the Outcasts have got to get rid of the spray paint thing, though. I think if they want some type of like a signature market thing, they got to do something else besides the spray paint. Because the spray paint thing to me is like a little hokey. Like I'm not digging the spray paint thing. But yeah, everything else was solid. The international title match was solid. They had whatnot, but still a good show. I gave the show a B. A B for Dynamite. And yeah. So guys, what are your thoughts on Dynamite this week? Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video. Subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at the Club of the Man 93. And also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And guys, be sure to stay tuned for more content. I still got a SmackDown review to catch up on. At some point, again, I'm not going to be able to watch it live today, but at some point I'm checking out NXT Stand and Deliver. And yeah, definitely any more WrestleMania content, stay tuned for. I will be hopefully, they're supposed to be calling for windstorms today, so hopefully it doesn't affect power or whatnot. But I plan on going live tonight for the tag title match with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. And then tomorrow night, I will go live for Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, my friends, for WrestleMania. So, it's going to be a fun week. It's one of the best weekends of the year to be wrestling fans. And, yeah, so until then, guys, I'll check it out. I'll catch you later. And always remember, guys, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself.